Hi guys, my name is Quiana Watson, the owner and founder of Watson Realty Co. And I just really wanted to come on here and tell you guys who I am, a little bit about my story and what made me create my own brokerage. So I'm gonna take you all the way back. Let's start in 2007. I've got my real estate license. I got into the real estate market and it was booming at the time. If anyone knows anything about the real estate market, that was a great time before the market plummeted and crashed like about 2 years later. From there, I got into property management where I started to help manage multifamily housing, and that was a wonderful experience for me. You know, it really helped me to have a better understanding of people management, real estate management, managing the books, and what it would really take to be a successful agent. I assumed by getting my real estate license and telling everyone that I was an agent, that I would automatically be successful. I'm here to tell you, I'm not an overnight success. When I received my real estate license, I was not slinging houses left and right, and I didn't have the discipline or the know-how to really understand this industry. So I will tell you, after getting into property management, it built my confidence to come back into the real estate market. So what happened? How did I get back? I started to just talk to friends and family. I talked to my loving and caring husband, and it was his suggestion to, Quiana, let's just see if you want to just practice real estate part-time and see how it goes. So while managing multifamily housing, I started to close deals part-time, and I really enjoyed the process. And I found myself taking a lot of the business practices I took from my full-time position in property management and applying them to my business. So once they decided to sell my last property and I had an option to take my severance pay or manage another apartment community, I decided it was time to begin real estate full-time. A lot of you guys have followed me on social media. Would you believe when I first came back, I had a private page with 300 people. It was Quiana_ATL. No, you cannot find it because it's gone. I literally was so private and secretive. I only just worked my full-time job and I would just close houses. So I started a real estate page and I'm like, let me just come on here and show people what I'm doing every day. And the fact of the matter is, to be quite honest, I was kind of trying to keep myself hyped. At the time, I was really, I wanted to prove myself in the industry, so I would have 6 or 7 clients a day. I'm driving an hour between each client. I'm showing about 15 houses a day. So by getting on social media and talking to you guys on my stories and on Instagram Live, it just gave me an outlet. And eventually, it led into, I think it snowballed into this thing, right? So I'm glad you're here supporting my business. I hate saying followers. You guys are here supporting my business. So I just wanted you to kind of see how I started this journey. And once I started to share my day and share educational tips, every time something would happen with a client of mine, I used it as a way to educate my audience because I felt like this is something other people didn't know. So as I began to educate my audience and started to educate you all, it just became more and more fluid. So instead of knocking on doors, cold calling, buying expensive billboards, which I'm not gonna say nothing right now, but you might catch me on a billboard eventually. But instead of doing all those things, I truly just get on here and I talk to you all like I talk to my friends, like I talk to my family about real estate. And now I'm at a point where I was like, all right, I've done everything I can. I'm selling houses, I'm getting multi-million-dollar awards, I've created my own systems, so it was time to form a team. Because you can only do so much by yourself, right? Teams win championships, everybody knows that, right? So now we're going into 2017. It's like, I'm gonna start Quiana Watson and Associates. I am going to train some people to have my likeness, to understand, have my know-how, and really put them out here. So I started training my 2 team members, and we have established our own systems. We have a certain way of doing things that truly is in place to take care of the buyer and the seller. Everything we do is client-focused. We are client-focused and results-driven. And after a couple of years doing this, I've realized that there are 2 things that you want out of a brokerage. You want to have their systems, and you want to have their marketing, and you need their name for support. What I've found is, even though every brokerage I've been with has been wonderful, I have built such a huge name for myself with Quiana Watson Associates. My systems are mine. Every single way that we do our business all comes from my expertise, comes from my know-how. This comes from nights of me staying up late at night creating systems, creating templates, making sure that everything we do is, again, client-focused and success-driven. Now we lead up into now, where I say, it's time for me to step out and open my own brokerage, because I am so ready to take charge of our culture. I want us to have our own culture. When you are meeting with anyone that's a part of Watson Realty Co., I want them to also have the same knowledge that I have. I want them to have the same people skills. I want them to be knowledgeable of different programs. I want to be able to work with the first-time home buyer all the way to the person that's selling or buying $1 million house. That is what we're in business for. And here we are today, Watson Realty Co. And that is truly my story. That is why I birthed Watson Realty Co. That is the reason why I want this business, because we need something, I hate to say it because it's so cliche, right? But we need something for us by us. And in my opinion, Watson Realty Co. It was built for the people. It is a business that is based on your needs. It's focusing on making sure you get results and you have educated people standing behind you. So again, I look forward to working with you all, and I really, really look forward to you supporting Watson Realty Co.